I thought we were doing the contest.
That's when they ask you about the actual plea, you sign out contest, and all the paperwork for the actual plea.
But you're asking me to sign this, and it says, something different.
The thing is amending the,
Yeah.
no,
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
it's sure. One thing, defense counsel has amended the discovery.
Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session in 4 cases. First case is cause number 23CCCR 1931. Second case is cause number 23CCCR 1932. Third case is cause number 23CCCR 1630. And the fourth case is cause number 23CCCR 1682. All 4 cases are styled the state of Texas versus Watisha N. Jackson. Ms. Jackson, is that your full name?
Yes, please.
Ms. Jackson, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Jackson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Jackson, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Jackson? You making it?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's a good thing. Now, Ms. Jackson, I have before me a document. Hold on a minute. I have before me, Ms. Jackson, in cause number 23CCCR1682, a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, Ms. Jackson, before we get to that, now, Ms. Jackson, you're represented by Attorney Brevin Jackson. Attorney Jackson, how are you doing?
I'm making it to the judge. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Jackson, do you waive a record in Ms. Jackson's cases?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Now, Ms. Jackson, in cause number 23CCCR1682, I have before me a document that is titled Information. In this information, it alleges that you, Tisha Nicole Jackson, on or about July 15 of 2023, while you're in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. Ms. Jackson, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, I understand that.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Not guilty, guilty, or no contest?
It's a no contest.
No contest?
Yeah.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
I'm pleading no contest because I'd like to go home today.
Okay, but that wasn't my question. My question was, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
That is true.
All right. Now, Ms. Jackson, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Ms. Jackson, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
On page 2 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. And it's on a line next to a box that's checked nolo contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this, your signature on this document? On page 3 of this document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes.
And on the next document is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, I do.
And is this your signature on the line that is titled Defendant?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Jackson, at the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
I did not. I'm not gonna appeal it.
Okay, but my
It's
question
not a
was, the second box that checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal in this case. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, I do. I do not wish to do that. With that,
Okay. Well, she could just erase that second box. So you could erase the second box.
Okay.
Okay, so this is an,
So,
okay, we're gonna waive that. We're gonna erase that one box.
yes.
All right. Now, Ms. Jackson, I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. And do you recognize this document?
Yes, you just.
And is this your signature on the line that is titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Jackson, before you sign and initial all of these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Briefly, went over that.
You say he briefly went over.
Yes. That one he did not. I just read it myself.
Well, you can go over this. He said he went over this one.
You don't recall
Yeah.
me explaining to me that this document states that the state has made the discovery in the cases available to me.
Yeah, you just said that
So I did go over the
he did.
document.
Okay.
Thank you.
So now, did you understand everything that your attorney went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Jackson, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, yes, sir, I am.
State. I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any
No
objections?
objections, Your Honor.
No objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Ms. Jackson, the state is offering State's, well, Mr. Jackson, is there any evidence that your client is mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Jackson, your attorney, Mr. Jackson, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
I am not satisfied with his representation, with his representation, no. I'm not, at this point. I need to be released today because
Okay, well, let's before we get to that.
I'm accepting it.
Okay, so you're not satisfied with his representation, okay? You just think, well. Okay, now, Ms. Jackson, the court is going to accept your plea of no contest.
Mhm.
The court is going to find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. You understand what's going on, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The court will also find that your plea and waivers was freely and voluntarily given. Nobody forced you to enter into these pleas.
Mhm.
And the court will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargaining agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is to a plea to case 23 CCCR 1682 and for 60 days jail, credit for 60 days. It's a time served plea, and court costs will be taxed and retired in this case. The other cases are to be dismissed based on this plea.
Okay. Now, Ms. Jackson, the state is offering that you serve 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail, but you will not have to serve any more time on this case because you have already served 60 days in Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you have already served. The court costs in this case will be taxed and retired. That just simply means that you will not be required to pay the court costs because the time that you have spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Now, and the state will be dismissing your other 3 cases, cause numbers 23 CCCR 1931, cause number 23 CCCR 1932, and cause number 23 CCCR 1630. Now, Ms. Jackson, do you understand the state's offer?
Mhm.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Jackson, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Jackson, if there is not anything else holding you in jail, you should be getting out of jail today.
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna stand next to your attorney in front of our clerk.
Mhm.
Follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions, you can follow the bailiff, and you have a blessed day.
Okay, you too.
Thank you. And Mr. Jackson, you get out there.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, you're welcome.
Is the state excused?
Yeah,
Your right thumb.
I think that's it.
and it's
There's one lady over there.
Just your right thumb.
She